Back to a wet Galway International Rally. The spectators battle the elements to catch the action as the crews battle through the water towards the end of the first day. Paul Curley ends the day in 10th spot, 27 seconds behind the Subaru of Brian O'Keefe. Tom White is 8th and set to move up to 7th on this loop despite this overshoot on the penultimate test of the day. Tom's progress is at the expense of Willie Mavitti, who retires with engine problems, and David Quigley, who slips behind in the slippery conditions. Also slipping down in this loop are Ross Ford and Robbie Ward, a puncture on the final day's test costing them 4 minutes and dropping them to 6th.
We're dropped down, I think, to 6th and 3rd overall in Group N, I think. Yeah, it was hard now today, seeing as we were really scrabbling to hold on to the lads today, and we were actually leading the local crews by 14 seconds going into the last stage, so we were really hoping to hang on till tomorrow. So a bit disappointed, but sure, tomorrow's a whole another day.
Sam Moffat is now 5th and just 6 seconds behind Tommy Doyle, who's had to tackle the final test without power steering, which made the 250 horsepower front-wheel drive Clio a real handful. Alan Ring is a fine 3rd, just 33 seconds off 2nd, and now trading times with Kevin Barrett.
2 left over bump 60, middle over crest, and 1 left, 150.
As Kevin shows, at times it's a guessing game, as over small crests can lie pools of standing water, which make aquaplaning a very real possibility.
Long 2 right, 40. 1 left, 40.
Kevin's Triton Shars Subaru has run faultlessly all day. His team is led by 2 times Galway winner Kenny McKinstry, who helps advise on tyre choice. Kevin is trying a new Pirelli winter tyre over the final loop.
Kevin Barrett clipped a few corners and bent a rim. Tim is on a different pace, but Kevin is happy to get some mileage in before the National Championship begins. Tim McNulty and Paul Kiley, a 3 times Galway winning co-driver, will end the day with a fabulous lead of 3 minutes 24 seconds. There's a lot of great Tarmac Championship rounds, but Galway is one that Tim has always particularly enjoyed. Tim McNulty has been fastest in all of the 9 stages in the first day of the Safety Direct Galway International Rally, and the second day's 6 stages are in the Headford area. McNulty has driven impeccably so far. With a lead of 3 minutes, he concedes 7 seconds in the opening Kenny Galway Kilcoona test, but here on stage 11, the Clayton Hotel Kilbeg stage, he sets another fastest time. At times the Subaru is touching 130 miles per hour on the saturated side roads. By service, his lead is now 3 minutes 41 seconds. And on the team this weekend is 4 times winner Eugene Donnelly, who's helping out with the mud notes, or more precisely, the water notes. Tim has had a problem with the brake discs warping. Kevin Barrett was wide awake this morning in the Triton Shard Subaru as he sets his first fastest time in the rally. The more heavily cut Pirelli winter tyres are dispersing the water better on the saturated Kilcoona stage.
60, 4 right in late over water, 40, 2 left, tightens 4 left.
On the Kilbeg test, he's second fastest, and on the 3rd Green Force Fuels Carolistron stage, he's 3rd fastest. Kevin is now using Pirelli winter tyres. It's a balance today. Do you clear the water or get a tyre for the fast stuff? He took a gamble on the winter tyres, and it certainly has worked out on the first one. Alan Ring has been trying hard in morning stages as he commits on the fast jumps and crests of the Kilbeg stage near Headford. He is just 1 second slower than Tim on the opener and 1 second slower than Kevin Barrett on the Kilbeg stage.
Yeah. Left 1 over crest, good 90. Left 3 at the wall, 30. Right 2, go 200.
The Munster joinery car is carving through the floods, and Alan is within striking distance if anything happens to Kevin Barrett ahead. Still, this has been one of the Killarney driver's best ever runs. taking third place from stage 2 and holding a commanding Group N lead.
70, left 4 at the gate, small push maybe.
The water has been one of the talking points today, and the morning hasn't been without its moments.
Right one.
Yeah, the first one wasn't too bad. The last one, we've been told about the water, and in the middle of the water the car turned 90 degrees. We damn near, excuse my French, put it in the wall, but you know, we got away with it, but it was the lapse of the God. We very nearly put it off in the water.
Tommy Doyle hasn't the luxury of four-wheel drive in these conditions, which makes his fourth place all the more creditable, and he actually increases his lead over fifth place Sam Moffat. Sam had a good start to the morning, but on the third Caterlistron test, the Evo has developed a small mechanical problem. Ross Ford, however, has had a clean run, but yesterday's puncture has cost him dearly.
Tom White is also steadily improving in 7th, with Brian O'Keefe 8th. Whilst David Quigley in 9th loses 2 minutes with a puncture on the third test. And his Civic rival Paul Curley has closed up somewhat in 10th place as the crews tackle the final loop. The rain has now halted, though on this Galway International the signage at Kilbeg Quay seems appropriate for the conditions the drivers have faced. Finishing is an achievement, and in 13th are Paul McHugh and Aisling Grimes. David Carney and Ray Fitzpatrick are 12th despite an engine which wouldn't rev fully. USA visitor Martin Donnelly was unfortunate to retire on the final loop. His friend Liam Egan and Graham Coppinger took a fine 11th. Paul Curley and Jason Ullerenshaw are 10th and 1st in Class 2. With Brian O'Keefe and Donoghue Callahan 9th. David Quigley and Des Sherlock a fabulous 8th and 1st in Class 1. Tom White and Richard Cleary have a drama-free weekend to record 7th. But Ross Ford and Robbie Ward have had their dramas this weekend in 6th, as has 5th place Sam Moffat, who limps to the finish with transmission maladies. No such troubles for Tommy Doyle in a fine 4th place with the R3 Clio. Alan Ring and Adrian Deasy have driven swiftly from the start on this fabulous event. Despite the wintry conditions, the Galway Motor Club have made every one of the 15 stages run.
80. Come on.
A well-run event and a great run for Alan this weekend.
Alan Ring is more than happy with 3rd overall and 1st in Group N. It's the best he could have hoped for against the WRC cars. He hopes to contest the rest of the series.
Kevin Barrett and co-driver Sean Mullally thread their Subaru over the narrow switchbacks at high speed.
Turn square left.
Even on these final stages, there are hazards to be heeded. Although Kevin wasn't in the race with Tim this weekend, his 2nd overall finish is still a great credit for a competitor who also puts a lot back into the sport. And he's obviously pleased with his final position.
Absolutely thrilled with 2nd overall. I know people say that there's only 2 WRC cars in it, but with the conditions that are out there, believe me, we're more than happy to be here.
But for Tim McNulty and Paul Kiley, 14th fastest times out of 15 stages and a winning margin of 4 minutes 16 seconds illustrates their dominance this weekend. Tim has shown speed and maturity, and if his usual sparring partners return at the Circuit of Ireland, they will find him a tough challenge. Tim has braved the conditions, driven impeccably, and won the 40th anniversary Galway International Rally. Like Cathal Curley 40 years previously, car number 1 finishes number 1.
We kind of set a pace there on Saturday, and then we said we consolidated, which was probably harder than driving hard after that, but definitely to consolidate it was one of the toughest things we had to do, yeah. It's one of my favourites, I've fought so many of the lads down here over the years. We've led it several times, we've been 2nd here a couple of times, so I'll take the trophy this year for all those hard years,
The Galway Motor Club have run an outstanding event in tough times and atrocious conditions. Ireland will take us to the next round of the Tarmac Championship, the Circuit of Ireland, which runs over the Easter weekend and which runs through counties Armagh, Down and Antrim. But next time on RPM, it's back to Galway for the modifieds and historics on the Safety Direct Galway Rally.